Microscopic appearance. So you will find monotonous. There is not much variation in the size and shape of the cells. Not much variation. So these are clumps or cords or nests of polygonal monotonous cells which have rounded nuclei and big granular cytoplasm. You can see these. Black are the nuclei and surrounding them is the big granular cytoplasm. And that delicate stroma. This is the stroma. It will contain the fibrous tissue and the blood vessels. It is the stroma separating the tumor cells. So here is another one. Here the stroma is more. Sometimes you can find the stroma is more. This is called desmoplasia. It is reaction of the body towards the tumor. So this is desmoplasia. Here it is less, isn't it? But here in between the tumor you find more fibrous tissue. So this is desmoplastic response. If there is more desmoplasia, what can happen in the tumor? If there is more desmoplasia, it can lead to obstruction in the
Yes, it will grow, yeah.
because it is a fibrous tissue, so it can cause obstruction. And for the carcinoid tumor, you can get the pictures like this, and there will be a third picture like this, or second picture like this. These two or these two, whatever, the combination. So it will tell you, you will be asked about the special stain. What is the special stain for this? So you have the alkaline diazo, okay? Alkaline diazo. So this is a stain, this is a sort of, I think, silver stain which is used, and this is the color it will give to the cells. Yellowish, brownish, yellowish color. So if you find this color, it is surely carcinoid. If you do not find this color, then it is something else. Okay. Then we have to. What are the other markers which we can use for this? This is a stain. What are the markers? No.
CAA.
For neuroendocrine markers are chromogranin A, synaptophysin, and neuron-specific enolase. These are the three. It is written there. And on electron microscopy, dense core granules. Okay. So these are the things. You should not forget this. This is very important. Carcinoid, special stain is alkaline diazo. Markers are chromogranin A, NSC, and synaptophysin. And electron microscopy is dense core granules. Not only here, but you can find these questions in the US, MLE, and other exams, competitive exams. So this finishes the carcinoid tumor. Now the adenocarcinomas of the small intestine. Where is the adenocarcinoma? Can you tell me? Anybody? Difficult? See this portion. This portion up to here.
Yeah.
You have the folds of the intestine.
Yeah.
This portion is normal. Clear? This portion is normal. See the wall. Thin.
Yeah.
Isn't it? See this portion.
It's very big.
So it contains some growth. Look at the growth. This is the growth. This whole is growth. And if you want to see from here, you can see this growth. This wall extending up to here. So it is very thick. Isn't it? So it has become thick because of the growth of the tumor. So you have the normal portion here, and this is the abnormal portion. So normal mucosa on the right side, remainder of the mucosa has been replaced by elevated white firm tissue indicated by the arrows, and this is how and this is a dangerous tumor. It will be obstructing the lumen also. It will grow towards the wall, grow towards the lumen. So lumen will be constricted. It will become less. Lumen will be less. So there are chances of obstruction. This is how the patient will present to you. The obstruction, there will be pain. Maybe infarction will be there. Huh? So he will present to you like this. So this is the gross appearance. Now, this is only, we kept only adenocarcinoma of the small intestine only one slide, gross appearance. This is not so common. So large, this is the gastrointestinal lymphomas. What are the types of gastrointestinal lymphomas? We have B cell lymphoma and B cell lymphoma. The most common lymphoma is in the stomach it occurs because of some infection. Anybody? We have the maltoma. There is a mal tissue in the stomach, so it gets converted.
Mucus associated lymphoid tissue.
Good. Mucosa associated lymphoid tissue. So whenever there is H. pylori infection, there is chronic gastritis. After chronic gastritis, this. after chronic gastritis, it can lead to continuous activation of the lymphocytes, which can then get converted into the monotonous, not monotonous, monoclonal population. Okay, so it will be like this. So gastrointestinal lymphoma, what you will find? You will find here large blue cells infiltrating through the mucosa. So this is the mucosa. You can find many cells inside. Can you see the cells? The blue cells.
Yeah.
These are infiltrating. Here also. Non-Hodgkin lymphoma having clump chromatic and nucleoli with occasional mitotic figures. Can you see these cells? These are all lymphoma cells. These are the glands. This is the gland. This is the gland. Okay. These are the intestinal glands, and it is infiltrated by the lymphoid cells. These are all lymphoid cells. All lymphoid cells. Clear?
Clear.
Your lymphoma done in the kidney? Yes. None? Non-Hodgkin's. These are type of lymphomas. In heme immune, you have the Hodgkin lymphoma and non-Hodgkin lymphoma. Okay? These are the types. Hodgkin lymphoma is characterized by what is the type of the cell? Reed-Sternberg cell. Very good. At least you remember something. So Hodgkin lymphoma is characterized by the presence of Reed-Sternberg. Non-Hodgkin doesn't have the Reed-Sternberg. So this is the non-Hodgkin lymphoma. So here in GI tract we don't have the Hodgkins.
Yes.
We can have, but rarely. It is mostly the non-Hodgkin and mostly the B-cell lymphomas. And most common is the malt lymphoma in the stomach it occurs in the setting of H. pylori induced chronic gastritis. So we don't have to take it lightly. The chronic gastritis which is caused by the H. pylori infection. It is common here also, I think, H. pylori. So if this is occurring, it can later on progress to the carcinoma. So you have to be careful. It can go into carcinoma, gastric cancer. It can progress into this lymphoma also. So two things can happen. So this is, we completed the adenocarcinoma of the intestine. Then we completed the lymphoma. Now is the GIST. GIST is gastrointestinal stromal tumors. Okay, good. So we have many varieties. Yesterday we talked about this. There are 4 main varieties depending upon the differentiation. Most common is smooth cell differentiation. Second is neural differentiation. Then the third is both dual differentiation. Smooth cell also and the neural also. Third is lacking the differentiation towards both. So these are the 4 varieties. What you will find? This is the appearance. Polypoidal mass which is growing into the lumen. This one here. And what you will find, nests of spindle shaped or epithelioid cells which are located between the muscularis propria and muscularis mucosae. And it can be intraluminal, it can be extraluminal, and it can be transmural. It can be anywhere, projecting into the lumen, or it can be within the muscle. So anywhere you can find it. And mostly when you see under the microscope, the thing which I told you 4 types is by differentiation, towards which structure it is showing the difference, smooth muscle or neural. But microscopically you will find 2 types of cells. One is you can have spindle cell gist. Here you will find elongated cells, spindle cells. These are all elongated spindle cells. So this is called spindle cell gist. Another gist is epithelioid gist, where you will find somewhat rounded, polygonal type of cells. Somewhat rounded and polygonal or epithelioid appearance. So you find here. There is a difference between the two. These are elongated cells, these are epithelioid appearance.
Yes.
So you have 2 microscopic varieties. One is spindle cell, another is epithelioid. So these are the 2 varieties. How you will diagnose the gist? If you are not sure that this is gist, what are the markers you will use? CD34, which is the which type of marker? CD34. Stem cell marker. Good. Any other marker? Which is more important than the CD34? CD117. What is the other name of that? c-KIT. It is a tyrosine kinase inhibitor, like that, the marker for that. So you can diagnose it by CD170 or c-KIT and CD34. So this finishes the gist also. We coming to the carcinoma of the cecum. Where is the carcinoma here?
The left.
Very easy.
Yeah.
What is this?
Alien.
Ileum. What is this?
Cecum.
Cecum. And this is the carcinoma. Okay. The exophytic carcinoma projects into the lumen, but it has not caused the obstruction. For the obstruction, it has to be fully obstruct the lumen. So maybe partial obstruction is there. So this is the exophytic carcinoma. It is occurring in the region of the cecum. It can be anywhere. Ascending colon, descending, transverse, rectosigmoid area.
Yeah.
So this is for the cecum. This is invasive adenocarcinoma of the colon. Can you see the glands? No, these are all glands. This is a gland. Okay. This is a gland. Gland is basically what? There is epithelium. You can say a sac, or epithelium is there. It will secrete. Where it will secrete?
Yeah,
inside the gland. So secretion has to be somewhere. So this, can you see this one? Like this.
Yeah.
So epithelial structures are there. There is epithelial lining, and it will secrete the secretions inside the lumen. So these are all glands. Look at the haphazard arrangement of the glands. Many glands are attached to each other. Here is a separate gland, isn't it? Here what is happening? They are as if attaching.
Yeah.
And here, so this is clear-cut malignancy, and it is penetrating. Look, this is the muscle here. These areas. So it is going inside the muscle. These are dangerous-looking glands. You can see the proliferation of cells also. Here, more proliferation of cells. So this is adenocarcinoma of the colon, showing malignant glands infiltrating the muscle wall. This is the muscle. It is going inside the muscle. This is how it will spread. From the mucosa, the glands will arise. They will become malignant. Then go deep, penetrate the muscle, and then spread beyond the muscle. Clear? She's yours. Even if you don't message her, she's still yours. I'm sure. They are not afraid.
Oh.
These two, they are not afraid of me. Even so many less number of students are there, still they are. Dr. Farooq cannot see. But today, you seem to be very strong and composed and confident. But today I saw you sweating. What was the reason? First time you were giving the seminar? Third time. But why there was so much of sweating and other things? Your nature. But you have to do for these things what you should do. When you're coming to at the front, you have to present, take deep breaths. Try to look into the eyes of the audience. These are some of the things you can, but you can improve upon it. But you will, because if you will present on a stage, it will be difficult for you, isn't it? It will be difficult. But it doesn't mean that you will not present on the stage. It doesn't mean it will stop you from that. Because I saw you, first of all, I didn't have an idea that you are confusing yourself. But suddenly I got a little bit that you are somewhat, shaky. Then I had to look, here you are sweating, then I thought, no. But these things happen. What about us? Every day we have to come to the class and face you. We are also sometimes, here and there, more, autonomic nervous system getting upon us. But with time we used to it, because we know every time we have to do this.
Yeah.
So if we start sweating, then every time we have to sweat, then it will be difficult to carry out the duties. So this is another carcinoma. So you can have carcinomas in the anal, this colon area, which are of many types. Like in the cecum, the previous picture you have exophytic type growing into the lumen. So exophytic carcinoma which projects into the lumen but has not caused the obstruction. This is one type. Then we have the annular type which encircles the whole of the. So you see, this is have been cut open. So you see this annular type. It encircles the whole of the intestine. So it can cause obstruction also. It can cause obstruction also by the colon. And you can have the ulcerative type. Ulcerative type. This is the exophytic type. This can also be called as napkin ring. Napkin ring. Because it is encircling the intestine. And you have the ulcerative type. This is the ulcerative type. Looks, this is the ulcer, isn't it? Ulcerated. Then you have the adenomas also here. These are the adenomas. Small here, here. This is the adenoma. So this is basically a circumferential tumor throughout the circumference which has heaped up edges because of the ulceration, ulcerated central portion, and arrows shows the mucosal polyps.
Doctor, which one of them is the most dangerous?
What do you think?
I think the left one, exophytic. Because annular, I think we can cut it and then we will sew it. Or the last one, but the one in between. I think
Why not exophytic? If you
I said
if
exophytic.
you can remove it like this.
But doctor, we have the appendix below it.
Appendix is of no use. Vestigial organ, isn't it? So going by the things like the right-sided colonic carcinoma, they mostly present with bleeding or obstruction, or they can cause iron deficiency. But left-sided mostly presenting with obstruction because they are mostly napkin ring type, annular type.
This one?
These
or annular?
Yes. Annular or napkin ring type. What I think is, it doesn't depend upon it depends upon the staging of the tumor.
Exactly.
How much it has spread. But this, because it is growing towards the lumen, it has a tendency to grow into the lumen. So because of that, it may be less dangerous as compared to this one, because it will encircle the whole of the bowel and it will be spreading. It is going out also. It is spreading deep.
Okay.
You got it?
Yes.
It is a sort of infiltrating.
Yes.
Infiltrating the whole wall and growing beyond. And ulcerating also. Because it has ulcerated already. But I think this one is the most dangerous.
This is the most dangerous?
Ring or the annular type.
But doctor, I think, for example, if it is in the descending colon or ascending colon, transverse colon, we can just cut it and then...
it's not that easy.
It's not that easy. Okay.
It's not that easy. Especially you have to see if it has spread beyond the serosa. So it means the surrounding mesentery.
Exactly. Yes.
It will be involved, the surrounding lymph nodes. So you have to involve a big area. You have to cut a big area of the abdomen. The large portions of the large intestine, along with many lymph nodes. Still, you are not sure whether you have removed it properly or not. So these are the three varieties: exophytic. Then the second is annular or ulcerative, and third is the ulcerative varieties. And this is also infiltrative, the annular one. So this is going deep. That is why I am saying this is more dangerous than the ulcerative and the exophytic. And most of the carcinomas you will find these three structures: exophytic or polypoidal, then infiltrating, then ulcerating. The three varieties. So this is the invasive adenocarcinoma again. The same slide almost.
Okay.
The glands which are infiltrating down, and sometimes you can find mucus. So you can call it many large amounts of mucus. This is all mucus, and you find the small cells inside the mucus. So you can call it sometimes as mucoid carcinoma also. Okay? If you find lakes of mucin, So it's a variety of adenocarcinoma. Now we finish the carcinomas. Now we have the diverticula. What do you mean by diverticula? It is a blind pouch that communicates. It is blind, but it communicates with the. On one side it is blind. But other side it communicates with the intestine like this. So it is arising from the intestine. So one side it is communicating with the intestine, but other side it is blind. So So this is a blind pouch that communicates with the lumen of the gut. It can be congenital or it can be acquired.
Okay.
From the birth or after the birth.
Mhm.
So Meckel's diverticulum is very, very important here. The Meckel's diverticulum, it is a congenital blind pouch. Right from the birth it is there. Where it is located? Anti-mesenteric side of the small bowel. What is anti-mesenteric side? You know this thing?
It's the same mesentery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the mesentery
Yeah.
by which it is attached to the abdominal wall.
Yes.
There is one more side,
Yeah.
the anti-mesentery, where the mesentery is not attached. Simple.
Yeah, yeah.
One side mesentery, another side no mesentery. So this is called the mesenteric side.
So you mean
This is called the
you mean
anti-mesenteric.
retroperitoneal?
Huh?
Retroperitoneal, you mean?
No, no, not retroperitoneal. Retroperitoneal means behind the peritoneum.
Yeah, behind, but front and sides are covered with mesentery. Actually covered with peritoneum.
It is having the peritoneum only here, the mesentery.
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah.
But here this portion is free. So this is the mesenteric border. Mesenteric, where the
Okay.
mesentery is
Yes, yes.
attached. Another border is the anti-mesenteric
Okay.
border. So these pouches will be found on the anti-mesenteric border, where the mesentery is not there. So it is 5 to 6 centimeter, most commonly in the small bowel, have all the 3 layers of the bowel wall. So the structures which you will find here will be present here also.
Okay.
Okay? The same structure.
Mhm.
But what is the importance now? What is the importance of this Meckel's diverticulum?
Mhm.
There is an importance. It is not without importance. Sometimes you can find, sometimes you can find heterotopic islets of functioning gastric mucosa. So it is arising from the intestine. It will have the intestinal epithelium,
Mhm.
all the layers. But sometimes, half of the cases, in fact, you will have heterotopic islets of gastric tissue. So gastric tissue is an abnormal tissue here
Yeah.
in the intestine,
Yeah, yeah.
isn't it?
Yes.
So what it will do? It will secrete the acid. The
Yeah.
function of the gastric tissue is secrete the acid. So it can cause ulceration and it can cause the bleeding also.
Yes.
And because of this, the patient will come to you. You will investigate, you will find a blind pouch, then you will see, then you will do the surgery and it.
Okay.
So they will find all the layers of this, along with this, some gastric tissue. So it confirms the diagnosis. So importance is, clinical importance is, there can be presence of gastric mucosa in half of the cases, which can lead to peptic ulceration and
Intestinal bleeding.
bleeding. This is the importance. So if you get such a type of question,
Yes.
you know
Yeah, yeah.
what you have to write. The first thing, Meckel's diverticulum.
Yeah.
Second thing, you can write about the the description.
yeah.
And importance is this one.
Okay.
We keep all the cases,
Yeah.
here so that you don't become confused. Every point is here. Just keep it in mind. So this is another one. These are acquired. So it can be congenital like Meckel's, and it can be acquired also. Can you see this one? This is the intestine.
Okay.
What is this? Yellow, dirty fellow. Yellow is the fat. Huh?
Yeah.
Mesentery has the fat. No, can you see these pouches? These?
Diverticulum?
Yeah. These are multiple diverticulum.
Yeah.
So see here. Here. These are small diverticula which are arising from the intestines. So if you cut this intestine, what you will find? This is the intestine. These are the diverticula.
Yeah.
Huh? These are the diverticula. This is the cut section. You have cut it. So what are these basically? These are flask-like. You have the flask,
Yeah.
tea flask,
Yes, yes.
flask in which you keep the tea.
Oh, yes. A cup.
Shape is like this, huh? So flask-like outpoaching of the colonic wall alongside tinea coli.
Coli.
And what you will find microscopically, you will find this flask-like,
Mhm.
flask-like protrusion of the
Ah.
mucosa and submucosa through the muscle wall, and you can find here is a dilated vessel here in this area, and this is some blood. This is the source of bleeding. So you can say it like this. This is a sac of mucosa and submucosa, but muscularis propria will be absent. Okay. Muscularis propria
Yes, yes.
will be absent. So this is the difference between the Meckel's. There you will find all the 3 layers,
Okay.
but here you will not find the muscularis
Yes.
propria. So finished.
Good.